much value do you have for your internal customers? Do you even know who they are? Do they know that you are intentional about the value you place on their experience just as much as you place on the external customer? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 6 different ways to ensure that your internal customers know that you value them just as much as the external customer. So now, if this is your first time to the video, I want to welcome you. Welcome. I am Dr. David Glover, and it is my mission to share moments that inspire leadership and self-development. So if that's you, click the subscribe button. Go ahead. Press the bell. You'll be notified every time a new video comes out. It is so very crucial that you treat your internal customers just as good as you treat your external customers, because it impacts each other. Whether you are in retail or you're providing customer service up front, or you're just making products and goals, you have to be able to treat your internal customers as if they were external customers, because they are still customers. And here's how you can do it. Number 1, set service standards. Why is this important? Because number 1, everybody would like to know what they're shooting for, not some aloof number or just do the best you can or let's see where you are at the end of the day. But this is exactly what we want from you, what we expect from you. And then have that conversation, have that dialogue that leaves it open for if there is room for growth or matching or however it is. But make sure you set fair and equitable standards for everybody to follow. Make sure it's equitable across the board and consider each person, yes, but knowing or having them to know exactly what they're signing up for, exactly what the expectation, how long it's supposed to be, the parameters wrapped all around that is crucial in showing them that you're giving them full autonomy to do what they need to do. Number 2 is make service simple. Many times we've had leaders, or we may know of leaders, that you have to go to them for every single thing. Where is this? How do I do this? Can you show me this? I need this. Well, if you actually give it to your employees up front, it tells them that you expect them to be able to operate at a certain caliber, at a certain level, at a certain mental acuity. So giving them and empowering them with the tools that they need, so they're not filling up your emails with requests or what I need, or calling you or walking in. Make sure that you empower them to be able to do their job. Especially in today's time, we're doing a lot of remote and working from home. So you definitely want to have that place of where they can go as a repository to pull up information that they may need, or pull down documents of how to administer or how to do whatever their job functionalities are. Let them have a resource where they can go and look it up for themselves, so that they can be empowered. They can feel like they have some control, because everyone likes to have a leverage of control. Number 3, exceed expectations. So this is where you're modeling the behavior you want your employees to have. This is where you are going above and beyond, just like you would want them to go above and beyond. So whether that's staying ahead of the curve, knowing that something's coming down the pipeline, hey, get the word out to them. Hey, just FYI, it's not solidified, but this is where we at. That tidbit of information is building their trust, building that rapport, so that they feel valued, so that they feel like they matter. Instead of going in there, this just changed today, have to do it this way, and change this and change that, where they feel like they have actually no control, chips away at their loyalty, at their commitment, and disengages them from being a part of the team. So you always want, if possible, to give them as much information as possible up and coming, so that they feel like, hey, they're looking out, they're not just, ordering me around. So make sure that you exceed those expectations. Number 4, provide feedback. And not just at time of annual review, or some companies and organizations will even do, halfway through just to see where you are and if there need to be changes or on your right path for the last 6 months. But I read a book, a wonderful book, The 1 Minute Manager, and the author talks about how in 1 minute they go to each of their constituents, and they have a relegated conversation in just 1 minute. But the impact and the yield that it gives back to the team, the organization, is phenomenal, because in just one moment of real talk, not just how was your evening, knowing that you're halfway listening, is not really allowing a real transcendent conversation that invokes feelings thereafter. They're really trying to figure out, why are you here? What are you doing? When can you go away? So if you ask questions, a good rule of thumb is tell me more, because it expresses interest. It expresses that I want you, with your own words, to tell me what you have to say, to explain more, go more in depth. So tell me more is always a wonderful tool for a manager when speaking to someone, to engage them in conversation and not let it be yes, no, good, bad conversation, so that it's actually fruitful. Number 5 is champion personal growth. When you see that someone has grown in an area, has achieved, has excelled, make sure you get in there and let them really know how much you have paid attention to what they have done. I had a boss, manager, a boss, who I didn't even know had paid attention. There was something that had happened in the office, and I took charge of it. I made sure everything went well, and I didn't do it because I knew they were watching. I was doing it because it was just who I was. To make things better for us, I will go the extra mile because it was in my wheelhouse to do so. Well, actually, it didn't come back up until review time, which was probably like 6 or 7 months later. And she brought up, my boss was able to bring up that instance and actually give me a mark that was higher than I expected, because it was innate in me. But her bringing it to my attention showed me how much she paid attention, and it made me be conscientious of doing my job even more, of being that person even more. It told me where her priorities were, what she paid attention to. So those things, when you give feedback, make sure it's very constructive, but make sure it's meaningful. Not just, well, you do this, all right, you do that, but give something that's meaningful. Tell them what the difference in your eyes of if it's a 4-point scale, what a 4 versus a 3 looks like. What does it take to be a 4 versus what it is to be a 3, a 2, or a 1? Okay, so make sure your feedback is meaningful, and don't wait just until the day of review, where now you got 8 months or 6 months or a whole year of activity that you got to sift through. Let them know, I saw your growth, I saw what you did, and I think it's wonderful. You're going the right direction. Can mean the difference in the loyalty of that internal customer, your employee. And number 6 is to celebrate wins as a team. Let the team know, hey, you may not be able, there may be constraints around it, so it may just be able, hey, congratulations on passing our whatever it was, or our score being, or our rate is down, or something's up, whatever it is, the project is near completed, we made another milestone, and just bring in donuts, or just have balloons, and but feature the team winning, because that will make the team pull together even more. That will give the team a sense of camaraderie all together, and you will actually even see them, after they've had a team success, be more team oriented. They'll even, if I have a couple more minutes, is there something I can help you with, so that we can have that same euphoric motion and emotion and celebration as we continue to drive forward. I hope that this has helped you and gave you some insight and some clues, and I look forward to seeing you next time.